Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us on KREM 2 News First at 4. I'm Tom Sherry.
And I'm Tim Pham. Whitney is off tonight. Tom, we had a fair amount of snow here in Spokane early this morning. It's not sticking around for long, though.
Yeah, we've got rain and snow headed our way, but we got some decent amounts of snowfall. Follow me over here. Spokane, officially out at the airport, picked up 2.5 inches of snow, but you can see other areas picked up more or even a little bit less. Green Acres reported 2 inches of snow, but out towards Felts Field, they picked up 3 inches of snow, so that's out in the Spokane Valley. We knew it was going to be lighter amounts of snowfall in central Washington. Ritzville got 1 inch of snow. Up in Colbert, 2.8 inches of snow, but more is on your way. In Leavenworth, 4 inches of snow, and just outside of Sandpoint, Idaho, the town of Dover picked up 3 inches of snow. Here on the South Hill, we picked up maybe anywhere between 3 to 3.5 inches of snow. 35 degrees right now, rain falling out at the airport. Wind is out of the southeast at 9 miles per hour. Here's a look at the satellite and radar picture. Again, the green indicates rain, so really we're just right on the line between snow and rain, and then kind of a mixture of a kind of a rain-snow mix where you see the pink right there. It's going to, as the night goes on, it's just going to be all rain across the area. But you can see right now in Spokane, some areas seeing rain, like out at the airport, possibly up around the Tum Tum area, 9 Mile Falls area. You could be getting some snow, but again, I think it will all change over to rain later tonight. The overnight low is going to be 36 degrees. Now we're going to talk about incredibly mild temperatures, rain and wind gusts tomorrow up to 40 miles an hour. Look at that daytime high for Friday, 48 degrees. And then as we take a look at the weekend, continued windy on Saturday and 45. We'll look for a few lingering showers on Sunday and 42. I'll check the rest of your 7-day forecast, including Christmas forecast, coming up in a few minutes.
All right, Tom, thank you. Meanwhile, AAA expects this Christmas will be the busiest travel holiday season ever. The agency predicts more than 115 million people will travel between this Saturday and January 1st. This is a live look at Interstate 90 right now. Roads look wet as the snow has turned into rain, as Tom told us.
Well, looking further west, let's go to Snoqualmie Pass. Yowzer, does not look great right now. WashDOT says that the vehicles weighing over 10,000 pounds need traction tires and chains going over the pass. WashDOT crews say drivers should expect snow and slush on the roadway, so travel carefully.
Be careful. Well, Spokane police responded to at least 26 crashes in the city as snow and icy roads snarled the Thursday morning commute.
In some cases, it took drivers nearly an hour to get from Manitou Park to downtown Spokane. Our Dana Marie McNichol was out on the roads this morning. Take a look at this.
Snow that started early this morning brought up to 3 inches in some areas, just in time for a nightmare commute. Here's a look at what the roads looked like earlier today.
It all started at 3 a.m. this morning. Timing of the snow and below freezing temperatures made for slick and icy conditions on the roads and tested a lot of patience of drivers this morning. The most notable backup came from the South Hill.
All the way from Manitou and High Drive takes you about 50 minutes to get to this point on Walnut and 7th, almost into downtown. You can see some of the shininess on the roads, which indicates ice.
Traffic was crawling as cars tried to make it north. On Maple Street, we saw a semi-truck and a city bus stuck for a while. Ray Street on the South Hill was a trouble spot for commuters, despite the presence of City of Spokane snowplows making their way up and down the steep incline. This is what 19th and Southeast Boulevard looked like around 7 a.m.
Big snowflakes are coming down. You can expect either 1 to 2 inches of snow on your roads this morning. Slick conditions if you're just waking up. Expect kind of a tough commute out there for you this morning.
Now, it wasn't all terrible for drivers out there. Traffic in Airway Heights stayed at a consistent speed. We didn't see any notable backup since roads appeared to be plowed. Similar conditions we saw when we were tracking roads on Sprague.
Reporting on the South Hill, I'm Dana Marie McNichol, KREM 2 News.
I was just going to say that, Dana Marie, and looking very fashionable, by the way,
she is.
with her hood there. Well, in parts of North Idaho, spinouts and heavy snow had semi-truck drivers putting on chains. Authorities reported crashes at 4th of July Pass and also down on Highway 95, just south of Coeur d'Alene.
KREM 2's Taylor Vito spent the day in Kootenai County. He shows us what drivers dealt with during the morning rush.
Yeah, as soon as you see that flashing little light, that means stop and put them on, or else, you know, your wallet's going to hurt more than your truck does.
By them, this trucker is referring to these heavy chains. They were necessary for semis heading over 4th of July Pass this morning. And here's why. This is at least one of the slide-offs at the pass that troopers were responding to. John Vargas is here all the way from Pennsylvania. He started his haul in Washington and then headed east.
It was clear over there for about an hour or two, and then all of a sudden, this happened. And then when I crossed over into Idaho, it got worse.
Some morning commuters felt the brunt of the early morning snow too and had to take it slow.
It's a little slushy, picks up under the wheels. I don't have a four-wheel drive, so I do have chains, but we got stuck. We slid back down the hill backwards.
This man is from Yakima and was in North Idaho doing window repair work. He then had to head towards Sandpoint.
It was a little sketchy there for a few minutes, but we stayed out of the ditch.
At least around Coeur d'Alene and Post Falls, conditions improved as the morning went on. Dispatchers told us, aside from the 4th of July slide-offs, authorities weren't responding to anything too out of the ordinary in town. But still, there was this crash on Highway 95 south of town, and other slide-offs were reported on Highway 2. Back at Wolf Lodge, more and more truckers kept stopping to put on their chains. For guys like Vargas, they couldn't afford to wait out the snow.
You know, I own the truck, so the load was paying good, and I couldn't say no.
In North Idaho, Taylor Vito, KREM 2 News.
We're doing the best we can. We have the same tools available, and we're working with those tools to get the best conditions out there.
Well, this is the second snowfall in just 2 weeks. Some of you want to know if road conditions improved this time around. Coming up in our 5 o'clock show, we check in with the city to find out how its response today compares to last week's snowfall. Well, now that the Democrat-controlled House of Representatives voted to impeach President Trump, the question is, what comes next? Republicans want a speedy Senate trial, but Democrats are considering delaying sending the articles of impeachment to the Senate.
They said impeachment was so urgent that it could not even wait for due process, but now they're content to sit on their hands. This is really comical.
Wednesday night, the House voted to impeach a president for only the third time in history. Speaker Nancy Pelosi said she's waiting to send the articles of impeachment to the Senate until she hears the Senate's plan for what she calls a fair trial.
We'd like to see a fair process, but we'll see what they have, and we'll be ready for whatever it is.
Well, the House approved both articles of impeachment along party lines. All 4 Democrats voted for both, rather. Every Republican voted no, and the president followed up with a flurry of tweets this morning accusing Democrats of presidential harassment.
Campaign 2020 is now going to be the first presidential election where the challenger is running against an incumbent impeached president. 7 out of the 15 Democratic candidates for president will take the stage tonight in Los Angeles for the 6th and final debate of the year.
Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, Pete Buttigieg, Amy Klobuchar, Tom Steyer, and Andrew Yang will participate. A CBS poll shows although Democratic voters overwhelmingly support impeachment, they want to hear more about the candidates' plans to beat President Trump. Iowa kicks off primary season in just 46 days.